Hey YouTube, Dread Joker here, and today we're going to be taking a look at what pretty much everybody in the community calls one of the greatest master grades ever made. I kind of agree with this, however, my copy seems to have really tight joints, so the articulation in this segment is going to be a little limited, because mine are so tight, I think they might break if I go past a certain point. So I'm just letting you know that right now. So getting into the review, here is the Master Grade Gym Sniper 2. I will admit, I do like this kit. I would like it a lot better if it had different fucking hands. I hate the hands on this thing. I so do. This uses swappable fingers. I hate swappable fingers. Why? Now I have to have a Ziploc or keep his box around, or a box around, just so I can keep his fingers in the box. I hate it when kits do this. I sincerely do. Because one of the downsides of these kits is the beam saber holding hands. They don't work. They suck. You put the beam saber in and it flops around constantly. The only kit I have that has these hands that actually works is the Master Grade Jegan. It's the only one that works. I do appreciate the fact that you can swap the fingers and it does make the weapons a little cross-compatible, but it's only cross-compatible with some things. Moving on past that, I have done a little bit of work on this. So I did follow the guide as it said. However, behind the visor here and getting this head together is no easy task. I did put silver paint so you can actually see the detail in there. Getting the sticker on behind this visor segment can be a little tricky. Just some of the stickers in general on this can be just a little tricky. You're going to see some pretty bad nubs on this. My old nippers kind of broke. So until I get a new pair that are much better, this is going to have some areas that just don't have the nubs cleaned up pretty well. So just letting you know that right now. Yes, I know it doesn't look perfectly pretty. I do plan on getting more of this kit. I just wanted to find out what made this thing so good. Starting off with, let's just start off with the head and some basic information. So if you're looking to get the Gym Dominance, for example, and you're not sure which version to get, I recommend the Philip Hughes version. I don't have that one yet, but it uses this exact kit as the base, and it comes with so many spare parts left over that I believe if you get a second one of these, or even a one of this kit right here, you can take the spare parts from the Gym Dominance and make a second one just out of the spare parts. You won't be able to get all of the extra weapons and stuff, but I believe you can make the standard version just in like a rainbow color version. It'll look weird, but you can make one, as far as I know. I can't exactly check the manual online because Bandai is really fucking great about publishing their premium kits online. Thank you so goddamn much, Bandai. I love it when you make the trying to find information harder, because now I have to go to some website that I don't speak the language and freaking Google Translate thinks it's in Klingon. Thank you. Moving into the aesthetics on this, it looks very good. I do like the powder blue they went with. It does hide the nubs pretty well. It's the same shade of blue on the Momokapul, which is a good shade. I do have one question about the shoulder pads. Why are they designed this way? It has very old school engineering in them, but it's done in a way that does not make sense. So the shoulder pads can move all the way out to here, exposing this lovely massive gap in the arm where they should have been. Instead, they are mounted all the way out here, so they can actually just drop down all the way for some reason, and it doesn't make any sense to me. This does not feel right. This does not feel like this belongs on this kit. These shoulder pads feel like they were transferred from something else. Also, they stick up way too high. On all the other GMs, and even the Granddaddy 2.0, the shoulder pads are about half a centimeter shorter. So this entire top section here is just dropped down. I don't get why, specifically these ones are like this, why they went with this style connector over the ones they had already set up. Other things, while this is a sniper type mobile suit, this is not a mobile suit that actually can, in fact, look up. You're looking at it. This is the suit looking up all the way. It cannot exceed any more than this. It can look down really good because the neck will accommodate that, but it cannot look any further up. That's max. I do love this head because it has the closing visor, and any suit that has this I love. It wants you to put a sticker on this clear part right here. I asked immediately, why? Why do you put a foil seal on a clear part? It looks fine as is, and if you're going to have the visor open anyways, what's the point? This is my favorite head sculpt for the GMs, not counting the Jagan or the Jesta/Jesta Cannon. Because, let's be real, the Jagan is one of the coolest grunts ever, and then the Jesta came along and it's like, hi, I'm a Jagan on steroids. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, you big, beautiful beast. You might be noticing I have the shield connector on, and I do not have the shield connected. That's because it's because of the fingers. It's always going to be because of these fingers. They work to an extent, and after that extent, they don't. So I do have the shield. Let's talk about the shield real quick so we can get it out of the way. This is the exact same shield that comes on the Gym Command Colony type and Space type, which is a P-Bandai. The Space type is just the Colony type with a different gun, and it's in a different color. So it has this little segment down here that can prop the shield up, kind of, but it looks kind of like it's trying to do a stepladder. The shield has 2 additional spots for you to store these 2 ammo magazines from the Bullpup machine gun. These hang on, but not really. So what it wants you to do is it wants you to put them down on these 2 pegs here. And when you put them on there, like, they'll go on, but you can't really put this in the hand or do much with anyways. Like, it goes in, and you can try to open it up. It does kind of work. But if you're looking at it from the front like this, the hand is going to slam right into the ammo packs, and it's going to be a little unstable. I can't even get this hand any further back. This is as far down as it goes. And this shield, while it does use a bit of a track system, this is the full extension on the track. It doesn't go anywhere else. So it does use 2.0 parts, but then it throws some pre-established concepts out the window. It's just the hands I have a problem with. Keep this in mind. It's the hands. The hands I have a problem with. The shoulders I don't understand. Also the neck, but, you know. Unlike the Granddaddy 2.0, this uses no core fighter or core block of any type. So instead, what you have is a new series of joints in here. Well, actually, I say new, but compared to the 2.0, the Granddaddy or the Gym 2.0, it uses a completely new style of joint. So let's just pop the shield off, and it's just held on by these 2 tabs here, these 2 peg holes here on these 2 tabs here. It works. It does its job. It's made up of a few parts. It doesn't look all that bad, actually. It's a fine-looking shield. I do like this. Looks a bit like a surfboard to me, but getting into the articulation, it does have pretty good. It's got a rocking joint here. On mine, this joint is a little bit loose. I'm not sure if my copy is just special or if it's going to become the new Arizona special, and by that I mean really floppy after it gets hot. So it does have a, I believe it has an opening cockpit, but I can't remember how to get it open entirely. It does have a cockpit. There is a pilot figure in there. It's not really worth getting into. The one on the Gym Sniper Custom, as it uses pretty much this entire same torso design, just in Gym, like Gym 2.0 style. it does that with similar armor, so it works there. Different torso, different style. This is pretty much the same torso, however, that you would probably see on the Jim Kai. So, for weapons, he has his beam sabers tucked away on his butt. I like the way these are stored here. You can just reach back and grab them, or so you'd think. Assembling this area makes a little less sense than you would think, because this cap, until it goes on, these two parts are not really connected. They go together because they're on a little bit of a track together. I say a track, but they're just tabbed together so they can pull back so we can actually reach back and grab them. But until the final cap goes on, these are incredibly loose. I like the way it mounts back here. However, I kind of wish they had done it Hyaku Shiki style at this point. I know that wasn't from this era, but when you put a tab into the beam saber slot like this, especially something that mounts back here that you have to pull on to get out, you're putting all the pressure, if you grab it wrong, on that tab, and that tab is not nearly strong enough to support the weight. So it does the job, but it might break over time, and when it breaks, you're going to have to take this whole beam saber apart, so if you glued it together, well, good luck. But you're going to have to take it apart, take a pin or something, and push that peg out. I had to do this with my Narrative Gundam C-Packs, because when I got it, it was... I got it used. It was partially pre-built, and when I got it home, one of the beam sabers had snapped off, so I had to push it out. So he'll be permanently down a beam saber for storage purposes, but, I mean, it's the Narrative Gundam. It got blown up anyways, so not exactly not canon. You got these moving itty-bitty thrusters back here on the backpack, and this is a different backpack. Instead of having one that can do lateral movement, this backpack was designed solely for vertical and just ascension, pretty much. It's designed to get it up high enough to get the shot, take the shot, and hopefully land. That's why it has these giant thrusters on the legs. Similar to the backpack, this whole suit was designed for vertical movement. So it can perform pretty well on the ground, however, you don't see it doing so. The number one thing you see this thing do is just taking a few shots with the beam sniper it has. That's all it does. I do enjoy the fact that it has this lovely armor segment on the back of the arms. I do love anytime they add like a realistic elbow pad to it. It is really nice. My personal favorite accessory, however, is the bullpup machine gun. I love this thing. I wish they would give you a left-handed hand for this. I hate when they only do right hands for these weapons because I love having my kits go weapons akimbo. That's half the fun of having a full armor kit if you're going to make something heavy armor. You just arm it to the teeth, then give its teeth guns, point it in the direction, and everything goes away. But you do have to sticker this. You put one sticker here on the gun. That's just for the camera on it. That's all you do. One goes in here, one up here. It wanted me to put a few stickers elsewhere, but I just used the ones on the sniper. That's all I did. On that topic, I like this gun. I don't feel this is the right color for the kit. This color scheme for this gun just does not fit. It looks like this kit, or this suit, when it was deploying with a sniper rifle, it looks like it grabbed the wrong one by mistake. This looks like the sniper rifle that should be used on the Gym Sniper Custom, not this, because the Gym Sniper Custom and this would actually go very well together since the Custom is a mustard brown and this is like a forest green, so those two together would go pretty well for a forest area. This is a city, like a sky blue mobile suit. The problem is, this is a forest green weapon. You can see the contrast here. It's pretty big. I do like this. I do love the design of this, however. It is a very unique style of weapon. Small parts that might get broken easily are the bipod up front. And in case you're wondering, if this can be held by the 2.0s, just the standard ones. Yes, it can. It does not lock into the hands because there's no cut here for it to do so. However, let's bring the Granddaddy in. You can, if you just do it exactly like you would do the beam rifle, weave it through the hand and then close all the fingers up around it. You can actually get it in the hand pretty damn well. And now, does that not look pretty good to you guys? I mean, that looks good to me. A Granddaddy with a sniper is just like, yep, alright, I'm going Zaku hunting today. Alright, Zeon, pull! And then just like that, every character without plot armor died. But I do like this gun. I don't feel it belongs with that this mobile suit. I just don't feel it belongs. For a height comparison, however, they are pretty much the same size. And this does use a lot of runners, so the construction on these two is very similar. Because while the Granddaddy came first for the 2.0s, then the Gym 2.0 came out, which uses runners from this. Then the Gym 2.0 was modified into the Gym Sniper Custom, which uses 2.0 runners. The Custom was modified into the Sniper 2, which uses 2.0 runners. The Sniper 2 was modified into the Gym Dominance, the Stormbringer. Oh, God. Basically, if I decided to break down the tree with a chalkboard, I'm going to need a bigger chalkboard. I'm going to need a wall, a projector, and a smartboard. That's what I'm going to need. So getting the Granddaddy out of here so we can focus on the Gym. The articulation is really good. It's got the, like the joint I mentioned on the Granddaddy 2.0 that I wish was there. It does have it up here. So it can raise the shoulder up pretty good before the armor starts jamming into it, which is why I question why the shoulder pad is like this. The arm wants to go up high. It really wants to. It wants to go up higher than this. On the Gym Sniper Custom, it can do this. The 2, however, uses these new shoulder pads, and I don't get it. Because now, in order to use this joint, you have to rotate the arm entirely around. And even then, it's not going to be much of an improvement. So the arm can do a full 360, and whenever you move this part up, you're going to have to manually bring it back down because it's not connected to anything. And because of how these arms are connected, I'm also scared to move them too much, because without something gripping this part, I don't feel there's enough grip here to actually keep it together, so I feel like I'm going to shear this peg off. That's my problem. This kit looks great. It feels great. Unfortunately, when you're moving it in the upper body, just like in the shoulders, this is like my one areas, like just this area here confuses me to no end why it was engineered this way. The legs are fine. It's the upper body, just in the shoulders. If I had spare parts and I could swap in some other shoulder pads, I would, but I don't have the spare connectors. Not to my knowledge, anyways. I'm going to have to go back through my stuff and find them if I do. But getting into the legs, unlike the Granddaddy 2.0, this one is on a new type of hinge that they engineered for the Gym 2.0s. It's got a ball socket here and a hinge here, so the armor can go full straight out as if it was soaked in Viagra. Yeah, there you go. So that way the leg can go pretty high up, just like the Zaku's. And then on this one, because of the massive thruster assembly back here, it's not going to have the greatest knee bends ever. However, it will be able to pull off a really good one. So it does work. The feet, I think my copy might have something wrong with the feet, because while these are the exact same ones from the Granddaddy 2.0, these don't work right. They don't want to stay together very well. So I think mine might be a case of quality control, or it was likely quality control, because I was paying very close attention to while building this. And it does get a little repetitive after a while. There is no moving butt flap on this one. There is on the Custom, not on the 2. You got moving side skirts, go figure. If you are not a fan of how short the wrists are, you do have one option to go to. However, the hands are going to look a little different because of it. Because this uses the same swappable finger hands that the Master Grade Age kits use, on the same runners you also get the full wrist unit from the Master Grade Age series. I don't know what else you could use these for, but if you get a bunch of this kit, you're going to have a bunch of these left over, so you're going to have some spare parts. I don't know, make a whip. Make a whip or something. So it's a thing you can do. You can extend the wrists if you want, if you don't like them that way. They do get a little weird, I will admit, because I do have the Age 2 Magnum, and they don't really... The hands look a little lanky to me, that's what I'm trying to say. I really wish this kit, at least my copy, was better, but after everything I've said, I will still buy another one of these. I do believe I just have a case of quality control, or a case where I have to swap out some parts and swap them around a little bit just to remedy some of my gripes. So would I recommend this? Yes, this is definitely a good kit. I'm not saying that. It's definitely a good centerpiece for your collection. It's a good poser. It can hold the poses pretty well. It has decent accessories. You do get some pretty interesting parts in the box. If, however, you're a person who likes spare parts, this is definitely not a kit you'll like if you like having spare parts. If you want spare parts, get the Sinanju Stein narrative version. It comes with damn near extra of everything. Other kits are the Gym Command Colony type. That one comes with a bunch of spare parts, including almost all the parts to make it into a tan version of this. So if that's your thing, you can totally do that too. Like in keyword, I said almost. I do believe you get the full backpack of this as leftover parts. It uses the same ass, different style legs down here, I believe. I believe it uses the same shoulders and it uses a different head. But other than that, you do get the majority of the parts to make this, so it is a thing you can do, if that's what you want. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out, lets me know it's working. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.